Hello, it's Mike Williams, your property quarterback, and welcome to the Property Quarterback YouTube channel. Once again, my name is Mike Williams, licensed realtor as well as investor in the greater Philadelphia area, serving both the city as well as suburbs. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So yes, you joined me, and today we're going to be talking about the home buyer's journey. I'm going to share a little bit about mine through the NACA process, but hey, it's the same process for everyone who wants to buy a home. So yeah, let's get started. So first thing you need to do is you need to understand your buying power, like how much you can actually afford. And the best way to do that is getting pre-approved. If you're not using cash, you don't have the money in the bank, it's not secure there, then you need a mortgage. So the best way to do that is get pre-approved. So you get pre-approved from a lender. Doesn't matter what lender. A lot of people are like, well, where do I go? Well, you can go to Rocket Mortgage. You can go to Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Citizens Bank, TD Bank. All the banks have mortgages. Credit unions are great. TrueMark. For Philadelphia, so Police and Fire, Philadelphia Federal Credit Union, Freedom Credit Union. So yeah, like you can go to any credit union and most likely they have a mortgage product. The way I send them right to my website. Right there on my website, you can get pre-approved. There's a loan officer there, a manager that you'll be working with from Direct Mortgage Loans. And yeah, and she's phenomenal. Her name is Shannon Rosen. Excellent. So that's where I send a lot of my clients, or we go through the NACA process to get pre-approved. So you need to get pre-approved so you can understand your buying power, how much you can actually afford in a home. Then after you figure out how much you can afford, you kind of have an idea where you want to live. You want to do your due diligence, where you want to live, where the taxes like where you want to live, where the school districts like where you want to live. You want to have that information in hand. That way you're not spinning your wheels when you go out to look for your home. So after you get pre-approved, do your due diligence. Do you want to live in a multi-family home? Do you want to live in a single family home? Do you want to live in a townhouse? Are you okay with paying an HOA fee? Make sure the taxes aren't too high, where you're going. What's the crime like? You can do a lot of this research now yourself. What's the crime like in the area you want to move into? So a lot of people in this city, definitely in the city of Philadelphia, we have a high crime value in certain areas of the city. Some areas, not so much, but a few areas in the city, there's high crime value. So you want to kind of know where are you going? What's the crime rate like? What's the taxes like? What the school districts are like? I can tell you now, the reason I live where I live is mainly because of the school districts. I want to raise my children here, and the school districts are really good. And I don't want to pay for private school. Now, if you're okay with paying for private school, that is your business. I'm not paying for private school because I pay taxes. I pay my taxes, and they are supposed to go to the school. That's what most of the real estate taxes go to in Pennsylvania. About 80% of your real estate tax, or maybe even 90% of your real estate tax goes to your school district. So yes, I want my school district to be good if I'm going to be paying taxes in that area. So that's why I live where I live. But that's up to you. You make that decision. What's important to you? Oh, my kids can go to private school. My kids go to private school. They go to a private, a charter school. They go to a private Catholic school. They go to, a private Christian, whatever it is. Messianic, all kinds of schools out there. But just make sure you know what the school district is like where you're moving. Know if you need 2, 3, 4 bedrooms, 2, 3, 4 bathrooms. Know that. Understand what square footage looks like. I can guarantee if the house says it's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and it has 1,200 square feet, it's a lot different than a house that has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and it's 2,000 square feet. The house is much bigger at 2,000 square feet. It's going to be, almost twice the size of a 1,200 square foot house. So you got to understand what square footage looks like and, get an idea. And if you have a good property quarterback, have a good realtor, that's why you need to hire me. But put me on your team. We'll get it. We'll get you there. So and then test the water. Drive around the neighborhoods you want to go to. Get a visual. You see a house. And you're like, yeah, I want to go see that house. Before you go see that house, drive around the neighborhood. And I guarantee there are times where we went to go see a house and we didn't even go in the house because we saw the neighborhood and we were like, we ain't living here. We drove to the house and we saw the back of the house was just disgusting. And then one house we went to, the neighbors, they had a jet ski inside of an above ground pool. I don't know, how do you get a jet ski in an above ground pool? And you can tell they didn't use either because there was mold and moss growing all over. It was green. I'm like, it was disgusting. So you want to know, get an idea what the neighbors are like, get a feel for the area. So that's a good, a good suggestion is to go and get a feel of where you want to live. And then you call your realtor up and you're like, hey, I figured out these are the areas that I want to live in. And then they'll start to set up, send you some properties and you send the realtor some properties. And then we start to go searching. I can guarantee you now, in the kind of climate that we're in, it's not going to be like HGTV. For a few people, it is. They go see 1 or 2 or 3 properties and they kind of find the property and they put their offers in it and then they may get it. But, I'll say you'll see on average 10 homes before you actually find a house that you want to, actually buy. So I suggest that, you be prepared for that. It's not like HGTV. I guarantee you. Not a lot of people have that experience. And then, I want to go back just a little bit. Listen, if the bank tells you can afford $200,000 house, get an idea what a $200,000 house look like. Because a $200,000 house is not going to look like a $400,000 house. So you have to get your expectations in order. And then spouses, or couples, partners. Listen, if y'all buying a house together, me and my wife, it took us a while to get on the same page. And we saw about a few homes. We saw a lot of homes. And it's because at first we were not on the right page. My wife wanted something completely finished and move-in ready. And I wanted something that, we could use as an investment. Whether it was, house hacking or a fixer-upper. And we just could not get on the same page for a while. And then we finally did. And then, we were able to find a house. And it took us pretty like that. 2 offers. After we finally figured out what we wanted, we put, 2 offers in and found the house. So, guys, gals, people, please, if you're in a relationship and you're buying a house with your significant other, get on the same page. Get your criteria in order. If you want a garage, make sure that's on there. Get your, must-haves and kind of okay with, and then, hey, listen, I can do without this. For me, that was a washer and dry, laundry room and a dishwasher. That's what I needed. My wife was a little more different, but that's all I needed. Now, my criteria is a lot different when we go buy our next house. I'm going to need a 2-car garage. And then everything else I just mentioned. Yeah, make sure you get on the same page. And then once you do that, go searching, and then you'll find your property, and you pitch your offer in. And let's talk about your offer real quick. In this climate, definitely in the area that we're in Philadelphia, please shoot your best shot. Let me tell you a quick story. Like I said, growing up, I was dirt poor. We were dirt poor. I'm the oldest of 5. We lived in North Philadelphia, and we weren't affluent at all. There was, we were very poor. And I was a huge, and I still am, a huge Michael Jordan fan. And like every other kid, we all wanted to be like Mike. And my name is Mike, so I wanted to be like Mike. But I could not afford his sneakers. His sneakers were too expensive. So recently, I saw that a sneaker drop was happening. It's a Jordan. And it was the Jordan that I wanted. Here it is. Here's a Jordan. Here's a picture of him. Aren't they beautiful? These are A1s, Jordan 1s, and Carolina blue. oh man, these are the shoe, right? And they were $170. Now, I don't know anything about sneaker, industry's a whole different market now. There's a raffle I had to submit to get these shoes. And I submitted the raffle and I lost. I lost the raffle. And after I lost the raffle, I tried to go on all the websites and I couldn't find this shoe. Then I went on the aftermarket websites like GOAT and StockX. These darn shoes are no longer $170. They are now almost $500. I refuse. Okay, first of all, I refuse to pay over $500 for some darn shoe. And I was like, I like these shoes a lot, but I refuse. Listen, this, even if I spent that amount of money on the shoe, it wouldn't be a financial hardship decision for me. Like, it's not like paying the light bill or buy these shoes. And if you're making those types of decisions, stop it. We need to put you on a budget. But I'm not buying it. So I was like, all right, listen, I won't buy these, I'm not going to buy these shoes. But I had to curb, I was disappointed because I really wanted these shoes. Where I'm going with this, I went on YouTube and figured out, like, how do I get these shoes the next time they come out? And noticing that people have multiple email addresses and shooting, multiple apps accounts so they can sign up for these shoes. And like one guy was like, I have 12 emails and I use my family emails and I set up all these apps so I can, make sure I get the shoe. I only had this one account. And I was like, man, I wish I would have did my research before the sneaker dropped. What I'm saying is you got to shoot your best shot when it comes to your offer. I did not give it my best shot for those sneakers. And in this purchase with your home is a lot bigger. Got to shoot your best shot. This is not the market to try to be lowballing sellers. They will move right on. If you find something you like, make sure you shoot your best shot. You can still find amazing properties. I want everyone to celebrate a victory at the closing table. Me and my wife had a budget. I refused to pay over market value for a property. Refused. And we didn't. And I still refuse to pay over market value for a property. And guess what? We won't pay over market value for a property. Why? Because that's where I am. Now, some people, I encourage them, like, hey, listen, and there's ways around this. You won't have to, we can shoot a higher offer, but we still won't pay over market value for it. And there's clauses in there and stuff like that. So you got to be able to talk to your realtor, like, how do I submit my best shot so we can, submit our best offer so we can secure this property, but still staying within our budget and our means. And then there are some people, if they have the capital, they have the money muscles. Listen, you shot your best shot. You gotta swallow your disappointment. It's okay to be disappointed and move on, because there's some people that are willing to pay over market value for a property, and that's fine too. That's their decision. And if that's their decision, guess what? You're not going to be able to. And they'll waive the appraisal contingency. They'll waive the mortgage contingency. They'll waive all the contingencies. They'll waive the inspection contingency. I don't advise in doing any of that. But there are people who really want houses. And this is the kind of market we're in right now, where they'll pay over $20,000 for a house, over $50,000 of asking price for a house. And there are people out there that would do that. And that's fine. Hey, listen, if they really want to celebrate a victory at the closing table and they have the money muscles, totally fine. That's their decision. But for me personally, me in the way we invest in real estate just doesn't make sense unless I know the property is worth more and is going to, appreciate quicker over a short period of time. We're going to be able to pull that initial investment right back out. But yeah, it's totally fine. But yeah, that's the buying process, people. So yeah, if you want to continue to, hear more about the buying process with NACA, please like and subscribe. Click the link below and book your free consultations. There's a link also there to the other YouTubes. I have a YouTube there about the home buying process with NACA. And I'll, do another video for the home buying process with NACA. So if you want to see that, just click a comment. Go right here and click the hit submit the survey on my website, and we'll get you that link to that content. All right, I love you all. Please take care and know that we all can be celebrating victories at the closing table, whether you're buying or selling, and I want to help you do that. So go ahead and book your free consultations, whether you're buying and selling. Also, look out for the next YouTube video for my new investment program. All right, if you like to hear about my new investment program, go ahead and comment down below and go to my website so you can get subscribed to the weekly videos that I submit. All right, talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Property Quarterback on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment your questions there below. Here's to us celebrating a huge victory at the closing table. But first, we got to put together a winning game plan. We'll see you soon.